I mean, guys, if they did have the numbers, Donald Trump wouldn't be president. I decided to check this particular video out for the simple reason that we needed a follow-up as to what exactly is happening or going on in, like, ex Voto after the demo, after their demo was released, like, what, 5 days later, or it's was about a week later, and let's see what happens. I mean, what exactly are they doing right now? I'm assuming damage control, or they're already blaming, but it seems like, based on the title alone, uh, it seems like they're choosing to blame the audience. Because on the last time we covered this particular story, we already know, or we came up with the conclusion that, actually we didn't come up with the conclusion, because I'm honestly beginning to think, right, that here's the thing: they have the numbers. They definitely have the numbers. I mean, they have the people attacking Emeru at Twitter, on Twitter. But the problem is, even though they have those numbers, they simply don't have their numbers. As numerous as they are, they simply don't play video games. It's simply the wrong community, or the community, their community. The community pushing this particular agenda simply isn't into video games. They simply don't play video games. They can't, move the meter on anything when it comes to this. Otherwise, again, Dustborn, Conquered, and Assassin's Creed, they all would have been resounding successes. But the thing is, they can't seem to move it because, one conclusion is that they're simply here for the agenda, or number two, despite, they do have the numbers for it, the problem is that their numbers, or their community, simply aren't into video games. That's it. So anyways, let's see what's been happening.
I've been covering 1348X Voto quite a bit on
Oh
the channel
boy.
because the
Thanks to you
developers have
guys.
been throwing hissy fits on social media. They've been silencing people. They released
They
this
have to.
demo, which highlights the fact that this is not a game anybody should spend money on. But over the past 24 hours, a lot of their past posts have been brought up, and man, oh man, does it make them look even worse than they already did.
Why do you expect a woman to necessarily be attractive? Wait. Yeah, that's the problem now. Like, Twitter goes both ways, because I remember pre-pandemic, and even posts, like, a lot of guys, a lot of celebrities, their old tweets got hunted down and they were made to pay for it. They were basically showing receipts. And the thing is, it goes both ways. Like, it doesn't necessarily, only works against people that to have been described as bigots, anti LGBTQ plus whatever. But it also works in the same community. The same people pushing the agenda. It also works against them, that their tweet that they have that they're going to have on their online footprints found, especially on Twitter. So yeah, why answer my question with a question?
I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, we know these people feel
Again, you guys, like it if you do, and subscribe. Emperor knows we need it.
very high and mighty because the access
That
media was praising them, and activists in the industry were praising them and saying this
activists.
game is so stunning and
Yes, they do have representation, but their community doesn't seem to like video games. That could be it. Either the modern audience doesn't exist. However, when it comes to, to crucify someone like Emeru for not saying F ice, they have the numbers. But when it comes to actually supporting um initiatives like this, or ventures like this, where they can push the agenda into other communities, such as the gaming community, they simply can't move the meter, or they simply can't, make that particular push. Uh, Bill Burr described it like the WNBA is the equivalent is a failure on the is a failure of feminism. Or at least it's a failure on the end of feminism because for some reason they just simply couldn't push it. You have a bunch of strong independent women excelling in a sport that actually needs their support, that with enough support could be a basis of a victory for feminism and girls everywhere dreaming to become professional athletes, but they don't. Like, Caitlin Clark. I mean, I was on the fence on that one about Bill Burr, but the moment Caitlin Clark came into the fold, the way they beat her up, the way they the way they tried their hardest to hurt her, like, all right, there was the flaw that what, they don't even like themselves. Caitlin Clark would have been like the perfect anchor, or would have been the perfect conduit, in order to drive their initiative of girl power, feminism, and everything. But no, the league, oh my god, they did everything they can. The rest of the other teams were like tried to do their best to literally cripple her or hurt her in every turn. So yeah, I guess this is it. Uh,
Brave because it features a LGBTQ plus cast, but some of their past posts have been brought up, screenshotted, shared around,
there
and
we
I thought
go.
we would talk about them because as we're getting closer to release, there are some people who are saying, maybe I would buy this for $10 just to meme on it, but I don't even know if they deserve that. So, yes, the demo came out a few days ago. It is god awful. It is abysmal. It is horrendous. It
Uh
is one
huh.
of the worst demos I've played in a very long time. And knowing that they are going on their
You know what? It would have been. Hold on. Why? Why don't we try? Like, I mean, our schedule's already up for this week, but our schedule's still open up for next week. Why don't we check it out?
Steam forums and they are locking down threads, they are banning people, they are just trying to silence gamers.
I mean, they
Hearing
have to.
this doesn't surprise me. So, of course, this all stems from their initial post about meeting Bianca and the quest begins that happened back on
My bad.
January
My bad.
22nd. They had then followed up with the put this game on your modern agenda
There we
post,
go.
and people were commenting things like, why do devs keep making intentionally unattractive
Again, like before, they're here for the agenda. They're not here for the game, and while the community at large can definitely spell it out.
female characters? And they said, why do you expect a woman to necessarily be attractive? So it's very women do not exist to be nice on the eyes for you,
Because why
Frosk
not?
level rant, which
Oh,
is so freaking pathetic. But because we're talking about fiction, okay, nobody expects a 500-pound tub of lard to be flying around as Superman. So why is it so ridiculous that we expect men to be knights? Or even in this case, how are we supposed to expect a woman that looks like she's
hmm.
120 pounds to be swinging around a sword and being able to keep up with the men that she is fighting? You guys constantly bitch and moan and groan about real
To be fair, anime. I remember there was this anime, Chiyo School Road, and she pointed it out, like the reason why she doesn't play the local video game. She's a high school girl. Basically, the story is all about her going back into school, and she's a gamer. And the thing is, the one of the reasons why she's not a fan of the local games is because she believed anime to be a bit off. Like, look at that guy. That sword is bigger than him, or that sword is bigger, wider, and taller than him, and he has skinny noodle arms. Yet we expect him to swing that giant ass sword around. Like, of course, Guts from, well, the manga, we can expect, a 7 foot tall giant to be able to swing that kind of sword around. But how come a kid can swing that sword around with his noodle arms or something? So yeah, to be fair, the same was made with at least some anime characters, because of course you can't make it in some you can't make the same argument with Goku, who like 90% of the Dragon Ball is like what, a training montage or something. So people who train. But the thing is, as for some video games, yeah, this, or at least anime centric video games, the same argument was made. But anyways,
realism. What about that argument now? I personally don't
realism.
care about realism, but I do care when you have talked about things like
Yeah, double standards. I mean, realism was that if you were a lesbian in this particular day, in that particular day and age, you would have been burnt at the stake or something.
historical accuracy, and your actresses are going into interviews and into these behind the scenes videos talking about, ooh, historically accurate. And
The
at the
bowl.
end of the day,
No,
we're
no, 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 no. The only historically accurate thing they said about the entire thing was the bowl cut. Hmm.
talking about entertainment. People are
I meant the bowl haircut, right? No, I wasn't referring to anything. Just the bowl cut.
supposed to be amused and they're supposed to be enjoying their time. I don't want to look at ugly. I want to look at beauty. And it's fine if not every single character in a piece of entertainment is a 10 out of 10 bombshell.
Uh-huh.
But man, oh man, this is funny because they answer a question with a question and they're getting dunked on. Why
Yep.
not answer my question first? If I called your protagonist pretty, would you be offended? He asked first, you answer. Why would you intentionally make a fictional woman ugly? That's a much
I mean,
better
it's definitely bad if the game's getting ratioed on their own posts.
question in
And
fiction.
here's the thing, though. Clearly on Twitter, right? Same DEI, same group, same agenda. Yet they're not their numbers, the same ones that attacked Emeru, or the same one that so ones that attack people. They're not here to support it. So going back to that Bill Burr about feminism, that I'm guessing it's a failure to support their own initiatives. It's a failure to support their own ventures. Like they're great at attacking people. We have like a ton of videos, especially on the Shoehorn Head, on our Shoehorn Head side on this one. But the thing is, when it comes to actually supporting their own ventures and supporting their own initiatives, they simply um don't have the numbers for this. That people are that their posts are getting ratio. They have the numbers when they attack, but they don't have the numbers when they're defending their own initiatives, such as this video game, in supporting video games like this for some reason.
We can create whatever we want. Why create ugliness? Is that what inside of you? Then we have somebody saying, can she be more ugly, please? And they responded with, we will soon run a poll to ask people how they like women to be visually
Wonder what happened to this particular poll.
represented in RPG games. And this does harken back to A Knight's Path, and even with Lords of the Fallen, developers actually asking their players what they want, but they're memeing on it like that's such a ridiculous concept. Like it's a concept they can't even fucking compute. Yeah, maybe if you did put up a poll and asked what people want and you followed the results of those polls, you would actually make more money. Here we have another. Somebody said retarded gay garbage and they responded with lots of hearts. Yeah, they are coping over the fact that they are facing so much backlash.
Did they even make the that particular poll? Comments, please, or no? Like, because we're sort of coming into this conclusion that yes, they have the numbers in terms of when they attack people, or when spreading that particular hate, or when pushing that agenda, but when it comes to actually supporting their own initiatives, they don't have it. I mean, guys, if they did have the numbers, Donald Trump wouldn't be president.
Ash. If it's not Joan of Arc, I'm playing
Mm.
Knight's Path. So long.
Yeah. Again, Joan of Arc. She got burned at the stake. The Mila Djokovic film. The Mila Djokovic film. Apart from the Mila Djokovic film, amazing film by the way. Um, one during her trial, when the guards came in and then they literally forced her to change her clothes, to wear male clothes. That was one of their reasons why they had to burn her at the stake. That she went around in men's clothing.
Buddy, you don't fucking understand. You have like 10 people that are a part of the modern audience that are going to buy your fucking slop,
There
okay?
we
You
go.
shouldn't be pushing people away. You're a company who is trying to make money. No money, no job. No job, fries bag. It's not that hard to fucking compute. So you're saying, haha,
Fries
so long,
bag.
suckers. You do realize that
You
is
need those
you
sucker support.
leaving the industry, right? Like, haha, so long. These people are so fucking stupid. It is ridiculous that they make posts like this and think that
I wouldn't say stupid, more like in denial. Because fine, they do have the numbers when they're attacking people, but the thing is, supporting getting so I'm assuming they were under this delusion, or they were under this impression that the same people that that attacks anyone who doesn't say the line, would basically support them when they actually put their stuff out. So yeah, they were probably operating under that presumption.
ooh, they're gonna win or they're on the right side of history. Clearly, that's not going to happen. You're not going to win unless, I don't know, getting 200 people in your game is seen as an epic chud own, which, hey, I guess if that's all you expected, well, first of all, you're,
Again, there's that word again, chud. Are they here to basically release and publish a video game, or are they here to own chuds? And why do you want to own chuds? I don't know what a chud. I mean, wait. It's like just dawned on me. Is chud like the opposite of a chad? Is that it? Is that meant to be an insult? Anyways,
expectations were kind of low, but the game only has 10,000 followers. It
uh,
doesn't have pre orders up, so that means that they
no
haven't made
pre-orders
any money
up.
from it. But when you see 10,000 followers,
Mhm.
you might think to yourself, oh, maybe that's actually like a decent amount, or like maybe you think that sounds high. But looking at Tales of the Shire, which again peaked at 6,700.
I'm currently looking at this Steam page right now. Where is the male representation? Good story, everything strong woman, an Italian gem. All the work woke, right? Crybabies going wow wow women. Yeah. 170 likes, 134 likes. I'm guessing whoever's here, or at least they're part of their community that actually plays video games, is here, because it seems to be like the 170 number of likes is 150, 81. Yeah, I don't think they have the numbers. Yeah, 170. The demo's here. Step into 30. They managed to get like 170 people on the likes on the demo. So I guess that's the entirety of the office staff or the office building or something. Huh. But anyways, you guys should know, you can check it out. You can check out the whole thing by yourself by yourself, because right now it doesn't look good.
123, which is already abysmal for a Lord of the Rings game, that had 43,000 followers. Okay, there's no shot that this game, Ex Voto, is going to get tens of thousands of players in game. It's just not going to happen. And even after getting millions and millions of interactions between likes and reposts and comments
Mm.
on X, and having multiple articles written about your game, The best you could muster was 167
67.
in the demo, and the demo is free. Anybody in the world could go and download it right now. And this is the number that showed up. These modern audience members, and hey, I guess I'm part of the modern audience now. We actually found a member because I play all these games, I talk about them. I'm part of the few people that actually played this, so
They should be
maybe these developers
thankful.
should be listening to me as I represent the modern audience now. And for anybody here who watched, you represent the modern audience now. Doesn't that make you feel good? But yeah, I mean, this is just really pathetic all around. Like every single day, I see something new with Voto, and it just infuriates me more and more. In the case of 1348,
Hold up. 212 viewers, 224-hour peak, all-time peak, Twitch stats. Oh, hey, they reach, follower history. They have over 10,000 followers. Wait, hold on. Right now, I wonder what viewers were they talking about. Yeah, over 10K. Let's call it 11 because it's 10,954. And then with regards to Twitch, all right, these were Twitch stats. I guess over 39,707. I guess it's for the streamers who actually played the demo. And then Steam Hub follower history is 10,000. Yeah, 11. Let's call it 11,000. But what's the stat regarding? Oh dear, villagers, the publisher. For info, no, metadata. Yeah. Charts, followers, how many downloads? I honestly can't find it anymore. Anyways, still updated.
Voto on Steam, it has especially made me mad because they are locking down dozens and dozens, at this point, hundreds of threads. They're banning hundreds of people and they're silencing any discussion, but that isn't going to gain you any sort of level of like respect. People are not going to take you seriously in the future. And really, you guys just look absolutely horrendous. Like, you want to make money off of us, but you can't show us a sliver of respect, but yet you expect respect and money back. That's just not going to happen. So yeah, Voto isn't that far away in the grand scheme of things. Am I shocked to see that they're facing so much backlash? No, but what I do think is interesting is all of their posts that are now resurfacing that I didn't even really know about because I wasn't following the game super closely when this was happening, because I was more focused on actually talking about Knight's Path and giving the recognition to good developers. And again, go follow them on social media. Great team. Interviewed the lead before. Fantastic. They just unveiled one of their male characters, which looks very good. In my womanly opinion, he looks like a badass guy. But yeah, this is just not the way to market your game. This is not the way to go. And it's going to be very funny when this releases in 2 weeks and it's only got a couple people in game. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this important and informative, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And if you didn't, give it a
Again, you guys, like it if you do.
dislike. I appreciate your support either way. But
We
I'll
always
talk
do.
to you all again in the next video really soon.
Bye!